Our director is not there today because of some certain urgent assignments, and on behalf of him and on behalf of the whole institute, it's my pleasant duty to work to welcome our chief guest of today's function, Dr. V.K. Gupta. He has been such an eminent personality, and a few minutes from now you will hear his complete biodata from my colleague Mr. Prakash Kumhare. My pleasure it is to welcome some more senior citizens who are also my friends, but somehow today Dr. ठाकरे जी is sitting up. पीछे क्यों बैठे आप? आपके लिए इतनी कुर्सी आगे खाली है. So the problem with the world today is where chairs are empty, talented people are not occupying them. And when there is overcrowding, people are fighting for the same chair. So strange world. Anyway, we'll come to that later on. I welcome these younger friends who have thronged in large numbers to make this event not only commemorable but memorable. My colleagues from this institute, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome address actually doesn't end with just welcoming the guests. We have to give some formal introduction of what our institute is, especially to those people who are not familiar with who we are and what we are and what we are doing. In the morning, I had a similar function in one local college, and when I was interacting with the younger generation, people are aware of the institute called NEERI, but where it is located, very few people know. What it is actually doing, still fewer people know. Now, those communication barriers which has prevented this institute from reaching to the common man and to the masses have to be gradually broken, because there is no alternative to that. We may do great science, we may do a lot of engineering, we may develop many technologies, but if we are not able to communicate to the masses in the language which they understand, finally all that is futile. So our job, it is not only to develop technologies, we are developing technologies in the areas of air pollution control, wastewater management, wastewater treatment, biodiversity conservation, soil preservation and conservation. You name it, in the field of environmental science and engineering, we are doing something, which is significant also. But when it comes to converting them into a quantified societal benefit, there is something amiss somewhere. Either we are not able to reach the masses appropriately, or the masses are not able to understand us. So our challenges are bigger. We have to develop technologies in a fashion, in the format, in the language which people appreciate and go for it. Because today's world is a world of societal significance. The other challenge is we have technologies, we are no doubt those technologies are remediating environment, they are treating the waste, they are treating pollution, they are trying to control it. But while you are controlling and treating 1 milligram of pollution, on the other side, someone is generating trillion tons of waste either in your backyard or in your front yard, in your garden itself. Now, how do you match this imbalance? There are technologies. We have also developed technologies. There are technologies world over. But while the treatment technologies serve the purpose of 1 milligram, the pollution generation is at the level of trillion tons. That means there is a larger participation by the consumers to go for an endless waste generation. Now, how do we tackle that situation? That situation can be tackled only when you create environmental awareness at a massive scale which reaches the common man, which reaches the mass. So there has to be a very important role skill development and training program will have to play in environmental education. Many times when people ask me what are the quickest solutions for environmental pollution, and believe me, all the solutions do not lie in the courtyard of Ministry of Environment and Forest and Climate Change. You will be surprised that you may have to look for solutions in the Ministry of Defense, in the Ministry of Human Resources Development, because of the following reasons. When we call ourselves developed citizens, that means minimum three following things. We should be better educated, we should have a better health condition around us, and we will have better socio-economic and employment opportunities. Now, when you start with the first one, which is better education, if you are a better educated man, then tendencies for fighting amongst ourselves should reduce world over, globally. But is it really happening? If it had happened, and if we really displayed, if we had really displayed that we are better educated people, the budget of Ministry of Defense would have decreased every year by 5%. But on the contrary, that budget is increasing by 5% or more in every country. So that means the tendencies for waging war are increasing. Is it a sign of being better educated? Does it not defeat our development paradigm? Then if you come to health conditions, if we have better health, then the number of hospitals should have increased or decreased. The number of doctors in the society should have decreased or increased. You think yourself, they should have come down, but instead they're all going up. Is it a right indicator of development? And why it is so is because our education system is fundamentally flawed. We have institutions, universities giving degrees, diplomas, and certificates, but rarely do they give education. Because if they had given education, we would not have reached this turmoil. And more fundamentally, our primary education is in total doldrums. Who becomes a primary school teacher? A citizen of this country who is finally not able to manage an appropriate employment, doesn't get a job of his, the right job of his choice, finally becomes a primary school teacher. And if he is himself under such a depressed and frustrated situation, what kind of enthusiasm and encouragement he will impart to the younger generation, which is the vital age of human being, 1 to 10 years. So our foundations of education are on such shaky grounds. No matter what kind of technologies you develop, no matter what kind of engineering interventions you have, all that will get defeated and will fall flat on these kind of educational foundation. So this requires policy intervention. Ultimately, it is almost trying to prove that solutions to environmental pollution problems lies in the right environmental education, which has to be the focus. No matter of what great intellect I possess, no matter what great technologies which is there in my hand, if my never, if my neighborhood, if the society at large, if the country, if the citizens are not able to understand what kind of potential I hold in terms of technological talent, how is it going to be effective to the society? So it requires a total positive, not only brainwashing, but brainwaving the society. And this is called human technology. Some people call it ecological engineering and ecosystem management. Our institute is also venturing into such innovative areas now to be useful, to be effective, to be really meaningful to the society. With these brief welcoming words, I would now, Mr. Kumar is serious. Yes, he is really started thinking about the problem. I am also worried, but I think your job, first job is to introduce our chief guest who will enlighten us on some lighter side of the Science Day today. So think over it and see how the citizens have a great role to play, all of us. There is no point in blaming the industry all the time. There is no point in blaming the government all the time, irrespective of which party or which affiliation you may or may not have. Most of us, if there are problems with us, most of us are ourselves responsible for it. And we have to own that responsibility and accordingly take those remedial measures. It is very easy to point out fingers at the neighbor's borders, but I will tell you, if everyone in the society becomes so selfish as to just look after himself or herself and makes himself or herself a responsible citizen of the country, the world is heaven. What more do you need? But precisely that we are not doing. We are not managing ourselves and we are trying to manage everyone else around. And for our own problems, which we are most of the time we are creating ourselves, we have the habit of blaming the government, the outsiders, in institutions, sometimes bosses, juniors, things like that, and shifting the responsibility from one head to another. We have to get over that. We have to own that responsibility. Every citizen is important. If pollution is there, because we have the greed, and Mahatma Gandhi used to say that there is enough for everyone's need, but not enough for a single man's greed. Single man's greed. And dichotomy of the society today is all around we see greedy situations. Okay? With these words, I think I will stop and I will hand over the mic to Mr. Kumbare and for introducing the chief guest, and then we'll see how chief guest will help us in preserving the future environment of our. Thank you very much.